They were so good.
Look at that. Remember that?
What is that?
Lamb.
Oh, I remember the lamb. That's right. That's right.
We got at the. Yep.
Like the squid pasta.
Squid, yep. Squid.
Glass just kind of hanging there.
We make
doing
it
that.
crystal wine glasses.
Recognize these?
Fiore di zucca.
Absolutely amazing. That butcher shop was amazing. It was fun walking around every day. You know, our day would start off, of course, at the market.
Right.
And the butcher or the fishmonger or whatever.
Getting ready for our evening
Yeah,
meal.
we'd get things, then we'd take off, we'd look at art, we'd look at history, and we would, all that good stuff. You know that place right across the street from our apartment?
Yeah. They have.
Boy, they had so many pizza toppings.
But all I ever wanted was the porcini. That's
well,
all
it's
I
because
ever
it's
wanted.
porcini
I know,
season, you know, so.
And you can't get it.
Pizza.
You can't get it around here.
Well, maybe we should make pizza tonight. What kind?
We should make real pizza. Let's make pizza from Naples. That's where it came from.
There's a pizza from, what is it, Catania? Is it? And it's topped with potatoes and onions and broccoli and tomatoes.
Actually sounds good.
Oh, I kind of get this way.
Oh no.
Let's do a Chicago deep dish.
Sure. Wait a minute.
It's roughly based on a Sicilian pizza.
That's not pizza.
No. Focaccia with leftovers. I make it the traditional way, the way it was invented in Chicago.
And I would make it the way they make it in Naples. So, we're going to make both of them?
Yeah.
Is it a pizza showdown?
Yeah. My kind of town.
We'll see. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie from Naples.
Is that a pizza pie?
Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Pizza.
I just started. All right, let's do that.
Okay, all right, we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll do it. I started with some warm water and a tiny bit of beer yeast. Yeast of beer. Just a teaspoon.
If we let it sit in the water for a while, we can be brewing beer.
And then my double O flour from Naples. 4 cups of flour. I'll end up using another cup. So now, we'll put that in. Just kneaded that by hand. My grandfather worked for a baker once when he was a young boy, because he grew up in Naples. He would say, straccia, which means tear, the tear of the dough. And what are you doing, Tom? Tom?
I'm getting a mixer out.
A mixer?
Well, you know, Chicago's kind of like
Come on.
a home of some modern technology, and that's,
Oh.
besides that, it's fast.
Yeah.
Recipe is pretty straightforward. We start off with a tablespoon of yeast. I use instant yeast because it works fast.
Instant yeast.
Instant yeast.
And a whole tablespoon.
Whole tablespoon.
Wow, these doughs are completely different.
Cup of warm water between 105 and 115 degrees. If you get above 115 degrees, it tends to kill the yeast. We're looking good. A teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of iodized salt. You let that proof. It has then 3 cups of flour. I use AP, it's okay. It has bulkiness, and that's okay.
Not UP, Upper Peninsula?
Not
Isn't it? Oh,
No,
UP?
no. This is not from Michigan.
Isn't it all the same up there?
No. Half a cup of polenta. You can use cornmeal, you can use polenta, you can use semolina. The deal with the cornmeal is that it adds a little bit of color, a little bit of yellow, and gives texture to it. Mix it all together. I use a mixer. It's fast. Boom, it's done. Always have a little bit of extra water with you because weather conditions and altitude, such as us right here in the mountains, can affect the consistency of the dough. When you're baking bread, most times look outside first, and you're going to alter your recipe accordingly.
Oh.
It also has a 1/4 cup of oil. You can use canola, you can use vegetable, you can use olive oil. Really doesn't matter.
Our favorite family olive oil is actually Spanish.
Who produces more olive oil? What country?
Spain.
Okay, it is Spain.
Yeah.
Okay. Rub it around the bowl. so it won't get stuck. I'm going to wrap this guy, and we're going to set it in a real warm spot for 1 hour. Ideally, it's going to double in size.
While yours is there, I'm going to go ahead and give mine another little turn here.
And I'm going to start making sauce.
Neapolitan pizza is just tomatoes.
Well, good.
It's not cooked.
Well, Chicago is just tomatoes.
Well, it's
But
cold
cooked.
up there. You want to put the stove on.
I want to put the stove on and warm
Okay.
the kitchen up and
See,
get a little smell
Naples,
going.
it's nice and warm. We just want to put the tomatoes on there. We just crush them up, put a little salt and basil on there, and put them on
So,
the
you know,
pizza.
it occurs to me that Chicago pizza, you have to be rather ambitious.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Neapolitan, you got to be lazy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, as long as we're square on that.
Okay. Then we're going to let this rest for 5 minutes under a damp towel. Put it into the refrigerator, and that slow rise allows the flavor to really develop.
How long do you let it rise?
Actually, it's best if it rise overnight.
Okay.
We don't have overnight.
Now for the sauce, it's canned, diced tomatoes that are drained, fresh basil, oregano, garlic, salt and pepper. Cook those things down. You're gonna give it like 30 minutes. Let it rest. You want to cook the thing off so it loses a lot of the moisture, and that's your sauce for this.
I have another story about a relative. She would be drinking wine with her sisters all day long, and there would be nothing to eat when her husband came home from working in the field. And so what she did is she would get to be time, and she'd put on some olive oil and put on some garlic and olive oil in there, so the whole house would smell. She'd walk in and say, "Oh, it smells so good in here."
I've had Fran's pizza before from the recipes that she's picked up along the way over in Italy. And quite frankly, they're absolutely tremendous. I mean, you go on out to a pizza joint around here or down in Denver, yeah, you might be able to find some pretty decent pizza, but you know what? It does not compare to that. As I said earlier, I am fond of Chicago-style pizza. It's got that big depth of flavor, and that's what I really like.
It's done in a frying pan, and it's a lot of dough with a whole lot of stuff on it. So I don't know. I'm eager to see what this is like.
It's best to cook this guy off in a cast iron pan. Oil the pan. You're going to take the dough and you're going to make sure you allow it to come on up the sides. That's what establishes the deep dish. Chicago pizzas are generally thin to medium crust. I like a medium crust. Okay, now we're going to go back here. We're going to trim off the excess. It's going to rise when you bake it. So put it in the pan. Dock it with a fork. Dock it means you're going to punch some holes in the dough that allows air to escape. Helps it from rising too much as you bake it. Okay. Pop it in the oven at 4 1/4 and bake it 5 to 7 minutes to create a crust. It prevents the pizza from getting soggy. 5 minutes, I'll check.
And we're going to top it with just chopped up whole peeled San Marzano tomatoes from the Naples area. They grow up on Mount Vesuvius in a food processor with a little salt. We don't cook it. That's it. Wow, you want to taste the tomatoes?
Sure.
I got a can from Italy, so it's the real San Marzano from the protected area.
You know what? It does have that minerally taste of
minerally,
the
isn't it?
stuff we cooked in Rome. Our last trip was over to Rome. Every day, we'd go on out, we'd go to the market, speak to the woman at the market, the guys at the market, buy fresh produce.
We can't wait to get to the market. Where's the market?
I remember one night we picked up a whole chicken. Jeez, the chickens are like small turkeys. They're huge.
This beautiful chicken, these beautiful potatoes, beautiful onions, and what shall we do with it?
You know, Fran, it's real simple. Keep it simple, Tom. Keep it simple.
Tom kept trying to put in butter and white wine.
Butter. We need butter. There is no such thing as too much butter. Remember that and never forget.
I left the kitchen at one point, and when I left, he put in butter and he put in white wine.
I know in the background there, Fran was going, oh, dinner's going to be a disaster.
And it was the most luscious, delicious chicken, roast chicken, potatoes, rosemary, and onions. And it was the white wine and the butter that did it, but don't tell him I said that.
I won that night, unlike other nights when she wins because it's simple.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Those tomatoes were fabulous.
I don't even think I put salt in it. I think I just
That was,
put them in there, cooked them down.
I swear it was the best tomato sauce I've ever had. It was incredible.
Yep. Tom loves to layer on flavors, and it works. I'm not saying it doesn't, it works.
You build this pizza kind of like an upside down pizza. Take this guy out.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, not bad. You get it out of the oven, spread a little olive oil across the crust, put down a layer of cheese. You can use provolone, you can use mozzarella. It also has Italian sausage. You can use pepperoni instead. On top of that, you're putting the sauce. Top it with more cheese, of course. Let's not forget that I was raised in Wisconsin. Boom! And then this goes into the oven again.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's put her to bed. 20 minutes, and then I'll check.
20 minuti. So I've got all my toppings. I got a couple things sauteed. I got a little cheese grated. I just got to roll out our dough
Okay.
and put it on the peel. In and out.
You don't need to make a big pan thing out of it?
It's so very simple. Simple.
Simple. It's fun when I can stand back, watch somebody practice this art of cooking in a simple, non-complex way, and the flavors just speak for themselves.
I also thought it'd be fun to put some different toppings on. This
Broccoli
is
rabe?
broccoli rabe, right? So I'm just sauteing it with a little garlic and olive oil,
Okay?
and then we'll just mix up some toppings.
No white wine, huh?
When I cook this food, most of what I cook is Italian, even though it's not like spaghetti and meatballs. Italian food is just food. Good, fresh food, prepared simply. Okay, and there it is. Semolina. If you looked at it under the microscope, it'll look like little ball bearings. So that's going to help that dough to slide off of there. When I cook, I have my grandmother and my grandfather and my father and everybody that has cooked and sat down at the table that's fed me or that I've fed, they're all there. Everybody is still alive through these recipes and through this cooking, and when we sit down to eat this food, I use my grandmother's pots and pans and a rolling pin that's from my great-grandmother from Caserta. It fills your soul besides filling your belly.
Oh, it's from our place.
Gaioli and Chianti. Hey, to future travel.
To future travel and deep dish Chicago pizza.
We'll see.
It's fun. It's experimentation. Everything is layer of flavor. That's where I come from. That's how I was trained. I'm going to call it close enough for rock and roll. The idea of going someplace and having somebody local tell Fran, tell you how Grandma did it. That's perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Ah, it's nice. It's good, huh? Okay. Okay, now this. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Okay. Oh, is that right? How appropriate is that? That's great.
So.